All right. Well, good morning, everybody. This is an impromptu live from Becky here at Aunt Beck's Creations. And apparently, fourth time is the charm. I tried 4 different times to get live. So if this starts acting up, we'll wrap it up. I just wanted to come on and do a few artist trading cards for autumn. I've decorated my drop paper. So to protect the art that's on the drop paper, I'm going to put a craft mat down. And I'm going to cut some ATCs out of some recycled cardboard from something. It's chipboard. And ATCs are 2.5 by 3.5, if I remember correctly. So let's see how many I can get out of this piece of paper. 2.5 by 3.5. This almost looks like it's wide enough. Not quite. So I'm going to get 2 out of these pieces here. Those would make nice bookmarks there. And I'm not going to stay on long. I just felt like I need to reconnect with you folks out there. I'm going to finish sewing the last 2 dresses, but I wanted a little something to do that was not sewing this morning. So I got 2 ATCs ready to go. And let's get those little pieces of painty paper. And let's just play with what's in here and see what we can make that's autumnal. Autumnal. That's almost an unnatural feeling on your mouth. This would be pretty with the gold dots. And this is quite autumnal. And I like this dark blue pieces. And of course, as soon as I get sat down, that's when the cats want to start wanting back in from the porch. They can wait a minute. There's some more that's kind of autumnal. I'm just going to quickly go through this and pull out some papers to play with. This is almost a spring yellow. Of course, I've seen leaves that color when I lived in New York, upstate, not the city. Never been to the city. Had no desire to go to the city. Too crowded. Too people-y. But if that's your thing, yay you. This would be a pretty background. I think I have a tub of kind of autumnal. This is probably enough papers to play with. I'll just leave the rest of them there. Let me see if I can grab the tub that's got autumn stuff in it. All right, whoever was knocking, come back in. Cole, shut up. Mom's not being very sympathetic with you today. You just go lay down somewhere. This has got, I don't know if it's autumnal or Halloween, but we're going to play with whatever's in this iris tote. So the first thing we need to do is glue some paper or background on here. And I'm thinking this would be a good background for them. I'll just set these on top over here. And we'll just glue these down on here with some glue. I haven't used all my stuff in so long that it's gotten things piled on it and all that. Here's some fluid matte medium. That'll work. I just need my glue brush. And it's dried out so that it's not going to spread glue very good, but yeah, that's not going to work. We'll just make this up as we go along. That glue brush is going to need some help. And I threw out a bunch of old brushes, so I don't really have another old brush. Should have kept some of those. Well, horror of horrors, I'll just use my finger to spread it around, and I'll get a Yardley washcloth. I don't remember. I think I got these at the Big Lots that reopened. They're huge, and they smell good. Chamomile and vitamin E enriched with aloe vera. So, woohoo! I have that to clean my fingers off from spreading this stuff with my finger, which is probably not a good idea, but there's that. And this is just matte medium. I'll spread it around. I got enough for both of them, I think. Now we'll flip this bad boy over and stick that down on there. And good morning, Melanie. How are you? Cole, hush. Please don't start a fight with somebody. This is that piece of oak countertop that Scott cut out of a work table and gave to me. Oh my God, I'm getting a workout from the cats. I'm sorry, guys. There. Now they can come in and out, but so can bugs. Ooh. Oh well. Okay. We'll let those dry. And I was thinking I might do the punched out pumpkins this morning that we did a number of years ago. Let's see. I need the oval punch. And we'll use this here and punch out some ovals. I was saying I want to finish the dresses today so I can get them mailed off to Marty. And I appreciate all the new folks that have found me via Project Dress a Girl. Appreciate y'all subscribing. I'm just cutting this all up into It is. Scott said, can you use this? And I said, yes, I can. He said, I definitely can use it for, you know, the bits you need to hold down while they dry. So we've got some ovals punched out here. And I might get a different type of glue to just put these together real quick. See if we can use the tacky glue and turn it upside down. Will it stay? No, it's not going to stay. It would if the glue was down that end. All right, and then I want to get some ink. And I'm just going to ink the edges of these ovals. Yep, it's an extremely useful tool. Oh man, we were dragging this morning. Scott and I, neither one wanted to get out of the bed, and this is being it's a very draining week around here for us. But it'll get better. It always does. Till something else drags us down. Once I get the dresses mailed off, I want to start working my way through my stash, whether it's yarn or fabric, and I want to start making myself some clothes. I haven't made myself something in a while. I've got fabric here next to me that needs to be used because I don't want to add it to the stash in the back. And some of it's the last fabric I bought from Joann's, and I definitely know what I want to make with it. And hopefully I have enough to lengthen the length of it. If I don't, I'm still going to use it for the dress I had in mind when I bought it. I'm going to do a pattern by DG Patterns called Rebecca, and it's no longer available. And when I got it, it was free. It was a free pattern, and it works up so cute. It's one of my favorite dresses, but they don't have it on their website anymore. And then there's another dress I want to make another one of and do the alterations to the sleeves. The sleeves worked up a little tight for me, so I want to redo that one with some different fabric. And I need to make up a plain black dress. I haven't been attending any funerals because I don't have a black dress to wear out of respect. So I need to get one made because I'm not getting any younger, and the people that are older than me are, you know, passing on, and I want to be respectful. Of course, the last one I went to, it was like people were showing up in just regular clothes. So I don't know what the custom is anymore. I could also get some just generic rubber stamps out and stamp these pieces with some script of some sort. In fact, I had some we might do that. We might stamp on these. This sponge is falling apart. That's what all this bit is over here. I know, it's only Tuesday. If we can get through today and then tomorrow, it'll feel like we're coasting downhill. I'm going to get some all over stamps and some stays on. And I know where my all over our stamps are. Here. So, okay, I'll use the archival ink. See if I can move my contraption here a little bit so these can stay under while I'm playing with the pieces for the pumpkins. We'll just set this over here. There we go. We'll bring these back, and then I've got, this one would be cool, and maybe the leaves, and of course there's cat hair on them because they've been sitting on the floor. Oh, let's do this one. And my ink is probably going to be dried up. I don't know if this will work or not. I got a little bit of stamping on there. A little bit. It's hard to see. I know I'm going to be bad. I'm going to put that back. Dirty. Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then I got 5 for that one. I'm probably going to have to re-ink it to get it to print. I'm taking too long. I should have set that up first. All right. I don't have my foam under this. If you put a piece of craft foam under, it prints better. All right. You can't even see it because my ink is all dried out. Oh, that's got a few dots on it. Yeah, my ink is pretty dried up. I wonder if I've got one that'll print better. Ink pad, that is. I guess I need re-inkers. Let's try this one here. I'll go ahead and put these down. I don't think I can get all 5 on there. Ooh, smells inky. No, my ink pads are just not good. well, it was an idea I had. I'm not going to worry about it. I'm just going to I'm going to put the pumpkins together. You just need to put two. Let's do two different designs if I can figure out. Two like this, just overlapping a little bit. And then you bring this one in like that, and bam, you have a pumpkin. Oh, cool. Cool. I've got a bunch of baby quilts that I need to, or quilt tops that need to be finished up and given away or something. So we'll just do this like this. I got to remember it has to fit on my artist trading card too. And then this one, put some glue in the middle. And then we'll find a piece of green and hook those together. So put a little bit on here. That's got that one going that way. And I don't want to stay on long, just in case Mary's planning to come on this morning. But I did want to come on and do a little something. I'm missing doing my morning lives. That shifted a little bit. That's okay. I just think these turn out so cute looking. And it's just punched ovals. This tacky glue is ancient. So we can take our piece of wood here. And I'll cut these out, the ATCs. Scott has started back to teaching in the evenings as well, so that wears him out. And most of what's left of this course he's teaching right now is all in the lab type work. Let's put the green toward the top like it's trees. And then I need something for stems for my pumpkins. I was going to go with something a little kind of grungy green, if I can find something. That almost would work. And I definitely wanted to use a bit of this on each one. And I've got some of this. It could be used as a layering piece. Oh, that would be cool stems. Let's see if I can cut some stems with this. And I cut a little rounded area, and then I come up and I do like a stem, curved stem. I guess I could find a smaller pair of scissors would probably help. Let me see what I can find. I just want to give a little fat base so it has something to glue to the back of the pumpkins. Let's see if I can make 4 little stems here. Random stuff. I'm going to clean my sewing machine and put a fresh needle in it because I've sewn a number of dresses, so I can tell the needle needs to be swapped out because the machine's kind of making a chunking, like instead of a smooth sewing sound with a sharp needle, it's making that kind of chunk, 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 like it's time for a fresh needle. I was going to try to ink these, but they're pretty small. And I am trying to cut them all slightly different. There we go. Let me throw all this back over into the pile. Pull these out. And we'll put some stems on them. So we'll just put a little glob of glue back here. Oh, that's more than a little glob of glue. Let's take, scoop some of this off from here. We'll stick this on here. Oh, that one's perfect, just the way it is. Awesome. So we'll get these. Yeah. So that's the little pumpkins after you add the stem. Yeah, I'm sure my inside is full of lint and little pieces of thread, and my serger probably needs a good, and I vacuum mine out. I wish I had the little attachment that can go on your vacuum that just brings it down to like a straw, so you could get back in and get the stuff that's, up under the cutters and things like that. But I do the best I can, and then I get the little brush, I brush out the sections. So I'm going to just set those aside and let those dry, and we'll work on some backgrounds here. So I was thinking we could put some of this down, minus that, and just do a bit of layering. Maybe tear off one side of this one. ink them up with my pitiful distress ink. Wish I had a bit of book paper or something. People don't think about changing the needle out, but you're supposed to change it out after so many hours of sewing. I don't remember what it is, but you're supposed to change it out. Your machine will get loud and it'll sound different when the needle's blunt. If you've not noticed it, you need to listen. When mine's got a nice sharp needle in it, it's like she sings, Scott says. He can walk by and say, oh, you put a sharp needle in. Because my sewing center is like right in the walkway that everybody takes to get to the back of the house. So that's why I try not to sew when everybody's home, because I'm like right in the middle of the walkway. And they get aggravated with me, even though they can go around and through the front rooms and get to the same hallway. So there's that. Kids love our house because they can run around and around and around and around. Good morning, Mina. Mary's live. I want to finish my ATCs and hopefully she won't get mad at me. I don't know when she's coming on. So I'm going to keep going. If everybody's welcome to go and visit with Mary, I don't have a problem with that. I wasn't sure if she was coming on today. So I'm going to put these two down. With just a Scotch glue stick. And let's see what I can find in here. Oh, that's just a piece of scrapbook paper with some leaves on it. I had a hard time coming on. I was going to come on even earlier, but it took forever for YouTube to let me come on. I don't know. It said live streaming is unavailable right now, but I was hard-headed and persevered, so here I am. But I'm not, like I said, I'm not planning to stay on long. I just wanted to make a couple artist trading cards. And get in the spirit of autumn. Don't you love it when scrapbook paper has like a print that you can cut out? I do. So I'm cheating and getting leaves this way. I'll cut that out there. Mary from the Mary Atelier. She had in the past come on Tuesdays, Thursdays, Fridays, and then Friday nights and Sunday nights. But over the summer, she had decreased it to where she wasn't coming on. So, and she was coming on later in the mornings. So I could get in a short live before she came live, but she just came on right now. So I'm hoping I'm not stepping on her toes. But I was just going to come on at the time I usually did because she was coming on later. My pumpkins are almost too big. That one's a little bit smaller. Yeah, if I put 3 leaves under each one, that'll be fine. I got some spare pumpkins I can add to my autumnal thing. We'll run some ink around these. Oh, and I wanted to use some of this gold tissue paper. Morning, Vicki. I don't like to step on anybody's toes, but I figure the internet's a big place and everybody has personal choice as to what they want to watch. And I just wanted to come on and create this morning. And like I said, I usually come on and I'm off before Mary's on. So she hadn't been coming on until like 7:30. Oh well, it is what it is. This is the time I had available. And go from there. So I do want to put some of this on here. We'll tear it in half and we'll put half on here and half on there. Okay. The glue stick would probably work good for this. Messy is Vicky. Oops. I might try to figure out where in the heck I left off on my tee too, my crochet tee, and look after I finish the dresses and get them shipped off. That's something. Oh, and the lawn. The lawn is still waiting. The lawn is still waiting to be mowed because I'm the one that mows it. Nobody else seems to be interested in mowing. So I always say, it's not going anywhere without me. And then I'm going to put some of these down, but I think I'll use the wet glue. I am going to sew the last 2 dresses up and get them in the mail to Madi. You have until October 4th to mail, but no, don't mail anything after the 4th, she said, of October. So basically you have the whole month. And for those that watched the video and said, wow, you did 40 dresses, I didn't do them all in this month. I did some last month, and I think I did 1 or 2 before it got close. I know I started talking about it earlier in the year just to let everybody know about it. Watched an old movie on Pluto TV last night. Oh my gosh. The number of commercials on that platform is crazy. And I know it's free, but oh my God. They'd play like 2 minutes of the movie, and then you'd have to stop watching for like 4 to 5 minutes of commercials. And it's like, you know what? If I wasn't interested in finishing this movie to see how it goes, which you know, it's a romance comedy type thing, and that it had a rating of R. It was Love Rosie, and it was pretty good. It's just, oh my God, the number of commercials about did my head in. And I still can't figure out why they gave it a rating of R. In my day, it would have been just a PG. I guess the ratings have changed. I don't know. At least it didn't have a bunch of loudness in it, a bunch of shooting and blowing things up. And I don't care for all that loud stuff. My nervous system can't cope. I'm just too quiet of a person. So I got a piece of cardboard with a piece of painty paper on it, 2 pieces of just random paper, some leaves and a pumpkin, and then I'll put a phrase on it and they'll be done. You can add things like you could put a border on it. Splatters, you could add some splatters to it. You could do lots of things. In fact, let's see what I've got here. I've got this gold, what is this stuff? It's an art pen, and it just does, squeeze it. Yeah, squeeze it and that happens. So I can just put some like little marks here and there. Just to zhuzh it up a little. And this thing, it says to store it like this because it'll leak if you put it on its side or whatever. And now I can't get it back in the thing. We'll grab this pumpkin piece and pick that up with that. Howard's dreaming. He's growling in his sleep behind me. All right, so now we need to put the pumpkins down. This tacky glue is real kind of chunky. His tail is just a whipping. I bet he's in a cat fight. Are you winning, Howard? I think they wish I'd let them out to fight with the outside cats that run around. Handy dandy piece of oak. You have a PBS hangover this morning? We used to watch a lot of PBS, if you're talking about the TV shows. Oh. I guess we're just going to raise stupid kids now. Don't want them to learn their full history. Don't want them to learn anything about being kind. Don't want them to learn, don't want them to learn science. God, they might think for themselves. To me, I always wanted my son to think for himself and to treat people with kindness, but, don't get me started, Vicky. Yeah, I keep mine safe. The vet called and wants me to bring Juanita over for her yearly shots. They told me she's past due. And I was like, look, I've got 4 other cats that are way past due, like years past due, that live inside the house. And I'll bring Juanita over when I can. I said, but you need to let me know, because our vet retired and these 2 young vets have started doing the pet back, the clinic. And I needed to know what their fees are going to be. Well, she said, we'll send you an estimate. And to me, an estimate it's going to be, $125 for a physical and shots and all of. No, their estimate is it could be anywhere between $132 and $230. And I'm like, this is not an estimate to me. But I guess they're leaving it wide open. All right, let me grab my phrases and we'll add some phrases. Oh my God, my back is killing me today. That is not phrases. Oh, and you know what? I didn't pull anything out of my tub. Here's the phrases. And I know I have some autumnal ones in here. Let's see. I'm sorry. Did I roll my eyes out loud? Yeah. Anywho. Oh, this is an autumn one, but it's really long, by Vincent van Gogh. I'm just kind of skimming to see if I can find the ones that say autumnal things. And then I'll let you guys go. For anybody that doesn't know, I create my own sheets, and then I print them off I create my own sheets of quotes that I find like on Instagram, and then I print them out on usually sticky paper. Well, let's just, because I can't seem to find my autumn ones really easy, except for the really long ones. We'll just do today only happens once, make it amazing, and we'll let it go at that. And this is on sticker paper, so I can just cut these out. Well, this used to be like a clinic atmosphere, and you could, before the pandemic, you could just walk in and sit there and wait to be seen. And the vet, he worked like 6 days a week. And then when the pandemic happened and he was getting older, we could only have one family in the waiting room. So he had to start making appointments. And the pandemic just ruined it for everybody. And then the prices changed when the new folks took over. So I don't know. Times are changing. And not in a good way, I don't think at all. So here's my little artist trading cards. They're not the best I've ever done, that's for sure. And that green stuff never seems to dry fast enough. It's supposed to be gold, but it looks green. See? I don't know. I need to use it up or throw it out. Use it up or throw it out. And I'm probably going to have to trim this way down and separate the words. So let's take the backing, get it started. And we'll stick that on there. It really doesn't matter if it's completely straight, that's for sure. Oh, yeah. That just made everything much more worse for the pets. I mean, the main reason I haven't taken mine in a long time is they freak out on the ride over there. And it's not like we have far to go. It's just causing them anxiety, causes me anxiety. Well, I don't know if I'm going to be able to get this all on here. Vicki, do you want to swap one? I can swap with you. If I can get the stickers to stick down, it'd be great. I'll send one to you. Fall theme. Yeah. All right, so there's that one. I gotta fussy cut this one. Oh. I'm gonna cut them all apart and just struggle. So it's the today only is one segment. If I get up and around and get these dresses done early on, I might, after I drop them off, I might go. I don't want to spend any money though. Maybe I won't. I was going to say I might go check and see if the closer Michaels has gotten more fabric in, but I think I'll wait till October to do that because I really don't. I want to keep to my no buying this month. I'm doing really good. We haven't even gone thrifting this month. Not once. Not that Scott hasn't wanted to. I think he's worse about it than I am. But I'm trying to be good. I think I mentioned to either my craft group or on here at one point that, we had I had 1 month in January when we had the crew in here with the floors all ripped up and we were trying to stay warm and the floors were it was open to the dirt under the house for like a week and a half. And then all of them recharging their batteries on our power and so on. And then the price has gone up on power that we do the estimated budget billing for our electric. And I noticed that we currently had a balance of almost $1,000. Well, the other day we got a letter and it said, we hope you have appreciated using the budget billing so that you don't have a large balance at the end of the year. We're raising your your monthly, not minimum, your monthly to over $400 a month for the rest of the year. So, yeah, there's that. And then the vet called and let me know that I need to bring the cats in for their appointments. And I'm just like, I don't know about y'all. But it feels like we're starting to drown here. And I'm not discussing this for pity or anybody to give me anything. No. I'm just saying I'm saying it out loud to let everybody know we're all in the same damn sinking boat. And the most we can do is just support each other with words because quite frankly, I don't think any of us have any money anymore. And will we ever be able to retire? Yeah, that Scott's like, I guess I'm going to work until I'm dead. We desperately need to downsize out of this big house. We really do. I'm going to turn that off there. So that about floored me. And I'm going to go ahead and start. I think they said to start doing that new payment it'll be in the next bill, but I'm just going to go ahead and start sending it to them now. So I was just floored. And I'm turning the blooming air conditioner off while I'm here by myself. Just open windows and put some fans on. And then right before the guys come home from work, I shut the house up and I turn the air back on so we can sleep, So it's only running until we're asleep. And then, you know, when it cools off, I just turn it off again. Greg was like, is something wrong with the air conditioning? Because I closed the house up yesterday and I forgot to turn the air conditioner on, and it was like 80 degrees in here. And he's like, it's so hot. And I'm like, oh my gosh, you should go visit your grandmother more often. You'd think this was cool. Because she doesn't use her air conditioning at all. And it's like 85 in her house all the time. And she's sitting there with a coat on going, it's so cold. And I'm like, holy heck. I want to put a border around these real quick, and then I'll let you guys go. And I'm just going to do it with a Posca, I think. I think that orange is just not good enough. Let's try a black one. As with any live, my table is now covered in stuff. Little line border around it. Yeah, I read that and I took it back because Scott just hands me the bills because I do all the bill paying, and he handed it to me and I was reading it and I was like, maybe you should be in on this letter. He's like, he said some words. The sailor in him came out. We'll say that. Vicki, you were talking about sailor contraband. And Scott said on the ship he was on, the guys had all figured out places in the ship that they could stow stuff. That wouldn't work anymore because they just bring dogs on to search. But he worked in on the radar. And this thing's almost dead. They had panels that were part of the ship, and they just unscrew the panels and hide stuff in the panels. And the ship that he was on was decommissioned, and then the National Guard used it. And then it was fully decommissioned and scrapped. So that ship doesn't exist anymore. The Edward McDonnell. And he was in the Navy from 1977 to 83. He got out right before we met. All right, so there's my little artist trading cards. 75 is definitely sweater weather. Sweater weather, sweater weather. All right, thank you guys for hanging with me for a while this morning. Yeah, I have clothesline poles, but no clotheslines on them. And with all the outside cats, I'm afraid my clothes would not smell so nice coming back in. If I could round up all these stray cats. All right, mostly in Mayport, and Scott was, his ship was out of Maine. He was in Bath Ironworks when his ship was in for repairs. And I think he trained in Mayport. And then he did the European tour. What do they call that? Med tour? You were out of Norfolk. I didn't meet Scott until after he was out of the Navy, and then Greg was in the Navy for a while. Both of my husband and my son were Navy, and yeah, a med cruise. Scott did, I think, 2 med cruises. he's got pictures from Greece and Italy and can't remember all the countries he stopped in, but they would go around pinging Russian submarines. That was their thing, go and hunt Russian submarines. But anyway, and Vicky did 20 years as a Navy wife. Your hubby was 79 to 2000. It's a small world when you start thinking about the families with members that serve. And I feel so bad for the members that are serving right now that are being ordered to do things that is against their call to duty. And that's all I'm going to say on that. I just feel for those kids. I mean, I just really. All right. I will talk to you guys later. Take care. I'm going to go sew. Bye.